Hi everyone, today we're going to do some variations on side kick, including some lateral thigh opener using a little weight. Don't worry if you haven't got a weight, you can still do the movement with just your arm, or if you've got a can of baked beans to hand, that will do the same thing. If you've got a little weight at home, then great, go for it. You can use a weighted ball or a normal little dumbbell. So we're going to start lying on your side, right up onto the hip, so stacking the hips, the knees, your ankles. You can use your underarm as a pillow. Prop the head up with your arm if you want to make it a little bit more challenging, or even come up onto your forearm where your elbow is directly underneath your shoulder. Your choice. If you find this is more comfortable so that you're cradling your head, that's another option. If you struggle with your shoulder, feel free to put a cushion, a rolled up towel or a couple of books underneath your head to support your head. So whatever feels comfortable for you. When you look down, you should be able to just see your toes, so you've hinged slightly at the hips to bring the legs forward. Using your core muscles, pelvic floor particularly for these, breathe in as you breathe out, squeeze and lift both legs off the mat. Lengthen and stretch through both legs, aiming to open up the space between the ribs and your hips as you stretch. If you can, take your hand to your thigh and then float the arm over your head. Lengthen and stretch through arm and legs. If you propped up on your elbow, you could still do this, so you're still reaching and lengthening through arm and legs. Bringing that hand slowly back, replace it to the floor. Just to give yourself a little bit of stability, keep the legs in the air, breathe out, float the top leg up and lower it down. We're going to aim for 10 repetitions. The height of the leg is up to you. It doesn't have to be as high as possible. It might only be a small movement to there. You might want to push that a little bit more, but don't irritate your hip. Keep it controlled. Keep the body still. Try not to let the leg rotate out as you lift. So focusing on keeping the shoulders and your hips one above the other. 2 more. Then lift and hold. Not too high. Rotate. Point the toes. Lengthening and stretching through both legs. Little circles. Aim for 10 in each direction if you can. It does become very, very burny. As the lactic acid starts to build in your hip and your leg. I've lost count now as usual, so we'll just change direction. You normally know when you're getting to roughly 10 because it burns. So that's 5, another 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and relax it down. Well done. Bend that leg forward into recovery position. You may want to give it a little bit of a rub. Quite tough, that one. Always hurts more when you stop. Okay, now stack the joints again, but bend your knees. Look and see where your heels are. Try and line up your heels with your tailbone. Use the edge of the mat if you're not sure. Bring the knees slightly forward, so you don't want to be right back here. You don't want to be curled into a ball. So if you can try and get the 90-degree angle at the knees, again stack your hips. With or without a weight, your choice. Keep your feet together. As you breathe out, lift your top knee. Breathe in, lower. Bringing the hand towards your leg, arm up above the shoulders as you lift the knee. So working with both leg and arm will make you want to roll back. Try and keep your bottom knee connecting with the mat and use your tummy muscles to keep your body still. Nice. 5 more. Watch for the hip rolling. I just saw myself had a little bit of a roll there, so control it. 3, last 2, last 1. Now keep the knee down, lift your arm, turn it over your head. Bending the elbow, bring the weight or your hand down towards your face and then extend 10 times. So 2. Try and keep that upper arm still. So you're literally just bending from the elbow, so targeting the backs of your arms. Take your time with these. Try and fully extend the arm nice and slowly. So feeling the muscles at the back of your arm working. Last 2. And last 1. And then bring your hand back down. We're going to go back down to the legs. This time I want you to lift the whole leg, keeping it bent, not too high, and lower. Aiming to line it up with your hip bone. So hip, knee to second toe when you've lifted the leg. Try not to go too high. Just keep it tiny, tiny movements. Remember, small movements are the best. It gets deep into this hip joint. Use your tummy, so you may even feel a little bit going on into your lower abdominals. Try and keep the hips stacked. Oh, that one's getting a wee bit too carried away. Let's go back to tiny, tiny. 4 more. And 3, 2, last 1. Now hold. This time we're going to go forward and back. Bringing the knee forward, keeping the right angle at the knee, then taking it back. Press that foot behind you and bring it forward. Now again, keep the hips still. So just be aware that you're not moving your upper body. Try and let it all come from the hip joints. This is getting right into your abs. As the leg comes forward, it's going to stretch out the glutes. As you take it back, it's going to stretch the hip flexor. So this allows you to stride out more when walking. So if you've not had your daily walk today, practice a few of these. That'll give you a good stride to get a good heart rate going when you're out walking. I've lost count again. Let's go for 2 more. Forward and back. Last 1. And take it back. Keep it there, reach back, grab hold of your foot and just finish with your quad stretch. Oh, it's a good stretch. You're looking to feel that down the front of your thigh. Remember, if you can't quite reach your foot, just bend your knee, press the heel back behind you. Optional extra, put the hand down, grab hold of your heel and gently pull the leg towards your head. And release. Excellent. Let's just come up into sitting position. Sit cross-legged and we'll just do a couple of little mermaid stretches. And then to do the same again on the other side. Take your weight with you. Using your arm as a pillow, make sure you can see your toes. Bring the legs slightly forward, squeezing both legs together and lift and hold. Take the supporting hand if you can to your thigh. You might be in this position. To make it harder, watch the balance. Then float that arm over your head. Lengthen and stretch through both arms, both arm and both legs. So trying to open up this part. And then bring your hand back down to help support. Try and keep both legs in the air. We're going to go up and down. So breathe out, lift and lower. Remember, it doesn't have to be too high, but take your time. Watch for the hips rolling backwards. try and keep them stacked. You almost want that sense of rolling forward to make you use your tummy muscles. Now we're going to lift and hold and rotate. Tiny little circles. Controlling again from the hip. Try and relax the shoulders. If you feel unstable, come down onto the arm. And changing direction. That's halfway. Well done. Let's go for 5 more. 4, 3, 2, 1, and relax it down. Well done. I always find that side so much easier. Could do 2 sets, I think, before I feel it. Not nearly as uncomfortable as the other side. That's quite normal. Okay, bending your knees, ready for your lateral thigh opener. Remember, line up your heels with your tailbone. Use the edge of the mat if you need to. Stack your hips. Weight, if you want to, in your hand. Keep the feet together. Breathe out, lift, top knee and arm. Breathe in, lower. Again, aiming for 10 repetitions. Use your tummy muscles. Pull in firmly. Imagine you've got your back against a wall. So as you lift your knee and your arm, don't let yourself roll. You want to feel that little bit of resistance as you're lifting the knee. Your knee doesn't have to go as high as mine does. This one goes much higher than my right leg. Right leg's always been a little bit tighter. Okay, 2 more. Now hold, turn the palm to your head and then bending your elbow and extending your arm. Try and keep that upper arm still and move slowly. So feeling the back of the arm work to extend the arm. So pull that weight up. I'm using a 1 kilogram weight, which is about the weight of a bag of sugar. So if you haven't got any weights, you can manage to hold a bag of sugar. I've got little hands, I wouldn't be able to get my hand around them. A tin of beans is about half a kilo, so about 14 ounces, so a little bit smaller than a pound, so a lot lighter. And then bring the hand down. Okay, back down to the hip. This time we're going to lift the leg and lower. Again, try and just move from the hip joint. Breathe out as you lift, in as you lower. Tiny, tiny movements. You can feel it really working into here on this side. This is my weaker side. More flexible side, but weaker side. So a little bit shaky. So take it slow. Really feeling these tummy muscles starting to work now. Let's go for 4, 3, 2, last one, lift and hold. Going forward and back. Press the foot behind you. Bring the knee forward. Keep the right angle at the knee joint. Try not to extend your leg. Press back through the heel, but keeping your pelvis still. So watch this is not happening. As you bring the leg forward, try and keep your pelvis stacked, hip above hip, as the leg moves. 5 more. Nice and slowly. You should be starting to feel a little bit going on in your glutes, if you haven't been already. Gives you a little bit of a burn. Nearly there. Okay, last 2. Forward and back. Last 1. And back. Take it back, reach back, grab hold of the foot, pulling the heel in towards your buttock. But try and get the knee back behind you. Don't be in this position, you won't feel a stretch. Try and get the knee back. hold and breathe. Optional extra, pop the hand down, grab hold of the heel, gently pull and breathe. And release. Push yourself up into sitting. And we'll repeat the mermaid stretches, one on each side. Do feel a little bit more even now. First set of mermaid stretches felt very lopsided. Last one. And relax. Well done. You've earned a cup of tea. Well done, everybody. We'll see you later. Bye now.